all goes well, should be rolling right about now. 43, Motormouth Mall cruising.
Hey, Roger Motormouth Mall, top of the morning to you. Hey, I want to ask you a question. What's your thought? Give me your input on quad versus Yagi. Quad versus Yagi. Come on.
Both good antennas, nothing wrong with either one of them. The real fact of the matter is that the quad antenna will exhibit a lower takeoff angle at a lower height above ground. For the Yagi to get into the same takeoff angle as a quad, a Yagi must be higher up above ground. Once at the proper height and everything's all, equal in that realm, gain versus gain, not worth worrying about. Both can have extremely high gain, and a quad, by the nature of being a quad, does not have any more gain than a Yagi. And you can't compare the two because depending on the length of the wire and the spacing and the length of the elements and the spacing on the Yagi, you can't compare. I mean, how do you compare a quad to a Yagi? I can build a 4-element Yagi that does different things. I can build a 4-element quad that does different things. Boom length per boom length, if you're looking at boom length, there's no benefit of one over the other. Now, a quad, however, because it's a closed-end loop antenna, is less susceptible to vertical man-made noise. And so if you're looking for a quiet receive or for DX-type stuff, a quad is probably your better choice, except for the fact that you can put a folded dipole on a Yagi, too. You can create all kinds of closed-loop feed systems on a Yagi. So, and the parasitic elements don't matter. So the reality is one's as good as the other. But if you're in a place where you're limited to height, then I would probably go with the quad. And a 2-element quad will outperform a 2-element Yagi. But once you get up farther than that, and the reason for that, I don't know for sure. But 2-element quads are devastating compared to a 2-element Yagi. But once you get up into the 3-element and bigger range, you build what you want, you get what you want. Quad will do the lower takeoff angle earlier, and the receive tends to be quieter. But as a general rule, there are exceptions to the rules that bring.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. That's good information. It's very good information. I appreciate it. One more thing. Where you go direct inject, and then you have to still go through the capacitor by using a switch. If you change the capacitor a different value, do you get different frequency response going direct?
I don't use direct injection, but the concept of direct injection is to substitute the capacitor at that one location with a larger value to pass more low frequencies. That particular capacitor being larger does not increase the high frequency response. That's all done at the audio processing. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out up to a reasonable, the limitation of the circuit, whatever that is. But the bigger capacitor gives you ability to have lower frequencies, lower audio frequencies, and hence the bigger sound. The problem is already, a direct injected radio for the most part, except for when you're running the transistors out of an area of a proper operating range where you're going to, expect them to work, that you can get some asymmetry, but it's not asymmetry that you can dial in and expect a certain amount. It's a byproduct asymmetry. It can be good, it can be bad, it doesn't matter. But the reality is if you put asymmetrical audio in, even if you did use asymmetrical audio, like a output of a 222 what you call, or optimod or anything, the capacitor tends to average out the peaks, just like using a transformer. So you'll end up with an average. So the question I guess you asked is, do you get better response with direct injection, and why? And the answer is yeah, because you're increasing the capacitor size and it brings in more low frequencies. So, but direct injection, you get limited by what you get. You get your carrier, you get your percentage, you get your audio, you get what you get, and that's what you got. You can't really modify it. You can't address aspects of the envelope growth discretely and individually of one another. And when you start tuning, that stuff matters.
Okay, appreciate it 100%. Okay, I guess I'll change the value so I can get it lower. I'm going to try it out to see what happens. Man, you got a load of information. You sound like you're a professor. You got to be a professor for college. Bottom on wall, top of the morning to you one more time. 43, your friend Bahamas, I'm on the side.
14 to 43. Well, I know, you sound like you got plenty of lows. Remember, your radio doesn't have to be flat. It doesn't have to. With the modulator, of course, it's flat. If I put in 10 hertz at 100% modulation and then roll up to 100 hertz or 400 hertz or 1,000 hertz or 800 hertz or anywhere between, 5,000 hertz, if I put in any frequency, what I put in comes out. And then it'll start rolling off where the filter is. And it'll go down to 5 hertz. But, of course, your ears can't hear that. So what I'm saying is that with whatever capacitor you have, adding the capacitor to or putting a larger value capacitor in parallel with or in place of what you have will certainly bring in more lows, but you might find it'll bring in too much lows. So you might be better if you have the headroom. If you have the headroom in the audio processing chain, it sounds to me like you've got plenty of lows already. So it sounds to me like there's no need to make it flat down low. You can boost the lows, but if you ever put that same chain, whatever your audio chain is, if you ever put that same chain on another radio with a modulator in it, you'll find that you'll have to take out a whole lot of bass because the modulator does not roll off the bass. The circuit that's in the radio that you're direct injecting does have a bandwidth limitation, and that bandwidth limitation is inherently designed into the circuit, and there are two different stages of gain. There are two different gains that are taking place in that circuit. There's a DC gain for your carrier offset, for your carrier voltage, and there's an AC gain and an AC bandwidth that passes the audio through that circuit. So it's a fairly complicated little circuit, but anyway, 43, motor mouth mall waving. El Professor got down right there, breaker.
Yes, sir, and I thank you, Yes, that circuitry, that audio circuitry is something else. I'm using the DX2517. It's tricky. 17.5 and I, we did our own direct inject, our direct inject, and I think we got it a little tied up, no two way doubt about it. Okay, because you always giving us compliments. But, Martimo, Mr. Triple M, I appreciate your information. You are Dynamochus. Take care, my friend. 43, I'm on the side.
Can't put there, 43. Appreciate the appreciation. That's for doggone sure. And, I like the heavier, wider sound. And when I say wider, there have been a lot of emphasis lately on hi-fi and wideband and bandwidth and splatter and all that kind of stuff there. It's not how high you go. I mean, I did go out, for a little while there. I was running almost 10 kilohertz wide. I was eating up 2 channels, trying to broadcast some wider audio. And that was deliberate. That wasn't splatter. That was deliberately eating up a larger chunk of the band. But it was still catering to other people who had receivers set up for that. Now I'm sitting at 4.5 kilohertz. But the emphasis on my audio and the emphasis for me is on the bottom end. Hold on just a second. I shall return.
Copy on this Mobile in Florida, mate.
Morgan, Steve-O, you take care of yourself.
Ugly boy number 5 and a stamp on that one.
10-5 and go.
Yellow right back time. Take a good morning to you, man. Good morning to you, Captain. Yeah, I was trying to call 809.
I did 43 sweet things going off to work. And I got some honeydews. I got to do some honeydews. I did 43 Motormouth Mall cruising right there. Yeah, it's all about the bottom end. You know, the bottom end is where the power is. The bottom end is what makes the station sound big and band and full and rich. But the bottom end is also very easy to become over the top. So you got to cater to radios that don't want to hear it, as well as catering to radios that can hear it. And so it's a fine line. A lot of processing goes into the bottom end, more in the realm of psychoacoustics than just flat-out compression or EQ. But it's a matter of attack and release at various frequencies that works with a particular cadence of your voice. That's where you get the bigger sound there, big.
Okay. I thought it depends on the microphone, like the Shaw and the Sennheiser, Mackie. You know, I thought it depends on majority of that is the microphone, okay?
Nope. You know, we when you do all the processing and you get it all right, whether you use a Shure SM58 or a Shure SM7 or a RE20 or an RE320 or a BM800, or in my case right now, a Behringer B1, no matter what you use, we're only dealing with an audio bandwidth here for one of a whopping 100 hertz to about, under 5,000 hertz. That's all we really care about. And within that range, we're dealing with AM that has a substantial noise floor. We really can't have a beautiful sinusoidal pure microphone feeding into a radio and then feeding into a receiver at the other end and having it sound good. You've got to process the audio. And so by the time you do all that, the nuances that make one microphone better than another, and granted, one microphone may be far better than another in a recording studio where you're miking somebody's voice that you're later going to use in a mix somewhere. You want that to be as nice and proper sounding as possible. But out here, whether it's a stock mic into processing or if it's I use the Behringer B1 right now. I used to use a BM800. I only switched to the Behringer B1 because I had it and I didn't know if it was going to work, so I put it in line and I liked it. But once you get the microphone that you choose, your audio processing can make tonal balances and all that where they need to be to fulfill our need. But the dynamics, the dynamic control, upward and downward compression, upward and downward expansion, timing, limiting, and peak clipping, all that is what's used to create the density, the audio density, and still maintain some illusion of dynamic range. That's where the trickery comes in, and not just amplifiers and equalizers and microphones, but it's much more complicated than that to bring. It's why commercial broadcast stations, when they buy a transmitter, the transmitter doesn't have a sound of its own. The transmitter is capable of the audio bandwidth that they're going to be passing, and that's it. Now, the audio processing chain is where they'll spend $5, $10, $15, $20,000 on audio processing gear to control the overshoots, to create the bandwidth density, to create the sound, the cycle. I got to unkey. My radio's going to unkey for me. Hold on. All of that stuff needs to be done in the audio realm, in the audio processing realm, and that's what will make or break a station. It's the audio processing to break.
Hey, 410, I appreciate it. Well, condition coming in and out right now, Mr. Motormouth Mall, and I appreciate it. I'm using a Mackie Board Pro 8-channel, and I'm not using any software because I could put my hand on Pro Tools or the other one, but I don't have any processor or anything in line right now. 410?
10-4. Sounds good. It sounds really good. I mean, you could certainly have, you could go whatever direction you wanted to go, and I can't tell you what you could or could achieve. Of course, I don't know if you have a scope on your end. Achieving a sound and a loudness in a receiver is one thing, and also achieving it while maintaining spectral purity is another thing. And so I don't know what your, without having a scope on your end, it's kind of hard. A lot of people that have a processing gear, there are a lot of things you can do with processing to get that louder sound, but you got to keep the end result clean. So sometimes they'll turn something up and they'll hear something louder, and even if something is a little bit louder, a tad bit louder, it's perceived to be better, even though it's not better, it's just simply louder. So, you can get a loud signal that's grossly overmodulated, or where audio is exceeding the bandwidth limitations that you want them to be. And of course, anything that's not on channel is wasted amplifier power. And depending on the duration of those signals and how long they stay, that amount of wasted amplifier could be significant or less significant. But anyway, no, what you got going on sounds good. The one thing I can hear in your audio, and you'll hear it on the gate, is a high frequency, a little bit of RF getting in somewhere up around, 2,500 hertz or 2,000 cycles. There's a little ringing, a little bit of RF trying to sneak up in there, break.
Right? Anybody come up in this radio? That's how we talk to, all them boys?
Let me see if I can hear it in my headphones. Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it. I didn't have it on my headphones. I think I'm going to go to either Pro Tools or Reason. I'm going to try that out because my son, he's a producer, and he can put his hands on he has them, Pro Tools and Reason. Okay?
10-4, very good, yeah. Yeah, now Pro Tools, whether you use Pro Tools or Ableton Live or Live Professor or, any of the various different Reaper, any of the various different platforms, those are just hosts. They're hosts. And what they let you do is to run the VST plugins. So whether you use one or the other, the reason, I forget what that is, I've heard of it, but anyway, I know that like Reaper and Pro Tools and Live Professor, they're hosts. So you put the VST plugins up in there, and those VST plugins are everything that you want, from equalization to compression to de-essing and multiband limiting, multiband compression, multiband clipping. All three are different things. Same similar idea, but used different ways, and they do different things. And think about giving a fuzzy-headed person a haircut. You got to look at the overshoots. But anyway, yeah, that would be worth looking at. Ain't no doubt about that. All right, I'm going to get back on the side. Say 73 is for now. I know it's going to get crowded out there, and I've been making too much noise for too long. 43 in the Bahamas, your friend out here on the central coast of California. Radio station Motormouth Mall. Your West Coast Beast. Got down.
Oh, pleasure. It's a pleasure on this end. Thank you very much. Appreciate the information, the education, and hopefully you might hear some different in my audio section. And the problem is, I wish I was like you, had my antenna 150 feet away from my shack. Well, my antenna's right over my shack. Good morning, tears. Good afternoon in the Bahamas right now. Motormouth Moore, my friend. Thank you. Bye.
Lieutenant, good afternoon over there. Morning time over here, afternoon you're in your neck of the woods, and yeah, there is something to be said for having the antenna farther away from the shack, that's for sure. And even with this antenna where it is, far away from the shack, every now and again, soil conductivity, things change sometimes, where I get RF coming in here like you wouldn't believe, and then I got to go hunt it down and find it and put ground straps, wires, cables, and it doesn't take much usually to figure out where it is. But when it happens, it's maddening. So a close proximity RF certainly makes it more difficult, and no doubt about that. All right, I'm going to get back on the side. Take care, 73s. Good afternoon time to you. 843 in the Bahamas. Motormouth Mall working this thing on the quiet side. I'm back out. I'll see ya. Bye. Bye.
Hey, Roger. Hey, Lady Mermaid, you better right. He was still talking. Top of the morning to you. Top of the afternoon in the Bahamas. He was still talking. Potet?
Go, girl, should be like that. Roll, master. Hey, keep it out here. Sneak up in there sometime, man.
Tell her I said good morning.
Y'all take it in, man. Them cuss like a woman, man. I told them I'm going to meet me somewhere to fight. They won't come fight, man. They won't come fight.
Hey, Baltimore Mall, Lady Mermaid give you a different name. Long-Winded John. Morning to you, Lady Mermaid. Beautiful. It's nice hearing from you. And getting condition. You have condition in the Bahamas. Lady Mermaid, 43 in the Bahamas. Morning time. Good afternoon, 43. Standing by.
Look at Long-Winded John. Tell her I said hello right back. Tell her Long-Winded John said hello right back and good morning around Compton. I'm going to get out of the middle of the road. Motormouth Mall stepping. Bye.
Bye, Motormouth Mall. Y'all was holding hand that time. I couldn't understand no one. That time, that round, maybe Motormouth Mall, Lady Mermaid, 43. I'm on the side.
I was just saying to tell her good morning from Long-Winded John. I got down, Breaker.
Hey, Lady Mermaid, he said good morning to you. He's Long-Winded John. He called himself Long-Winded John. Lady Mermaid, 43 with the 5. I'm go.
She love my dingling, and she never give up. I always trying to say something. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. You can make a movie. But guess what? This respects you. Standing by.
They're 43. I couldn't get any of that. That was rough and tough. 73 is 43, and I heard 147 out there talking to somebody. I'm going to get back on the side, and we'll catch you back a little bit later on. Motormouth Mall, stepping by. Bye.
For Roger, Lady Mermaid. For Roger, Motormouth Mall. Yeah, I know it's going to be rough. Lady Mermaid, I didn't know you were coming out of Cali from superstars. You come out of Cali, you're a superstar. What you think? Come out.
Lady Mermaid's a superstar. I'm just Long-Winded John to break.
Oh yeah, on the mall road, man. So I won't tell them that because she ain't trained no more.
147 is talking to Roadmaster up around Wisconsin.
Bye, Lady Mermaid. Yeah, I call you a superstar. And he said, you call him a long-winded John. You call him a long-winded John, and I call you a superstar. Okay, Lady Mermaid. You say you heard the professor out there sometime. But nevertheless, if you heard the professor whilst I'm talking, tell him I say good morning. Take care, lady. Beautiful lady. 43. You made my day now, beautiful. 43. I'm back quiet.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do, 999. Feed it to the dog. Cause that fish ain't no good, but I'm going to cook that fish and give it to the dog. Hey, 999, I'm going to cook that fish and give it to the dog. Because that fish name is...
Bye, lady. Bye, beautiful. Take care. You don't have just a duck-shucking CB station. You got a radio station. He talks like he even could have commercial. No two way doubt about it. Merman, take care, baby. 43, your friend. See you in the room. 43, go.
Have a good day, man. And 999, have a good day.
Bye, 43. Take care. Have a good day. Don't work too hard. It's going to be warm today. It's going to be almost 90 degrees over here in Santa Maria today. It's going to be a beautiful day. 43, Motormouth Mall, Steppen.
Hey, cool. Bye, man. Bye, Motormouth. Coming out of Florida for you. I'm gone.
I got it coming out of Florida and all over the place right about now.
Hey, Motormouth, can you wait?
We got conditions down here to stand.
Lady Mermaid, if you going to New Orleans to the break.
Somebody said, do we have conditions down here?
Central, I see. Take care, 999. Don't pay no strain, man. Hey, 99, no pain, no strain, 999.
Lady Mermaid, good morning. You and whoever that is, local talk at 022 Cocoa Beach.
22, that's just Motormouth Mall, local talking out there on Cocoa Beach. Hello to you, 22 Motormouth Mall, waving to Lady Mermaid. Hello from Long-Winded John, I got down.
Hey, Lady Mermaid, I didn't get that old dog on Motormouth Mall, so that was him. Hey, Motormouth Mall, good morning to you. Lady Mermaid, good morning. 22 Cocoa Beach with the wave.
Yeah, 1022. Yeah, tell her Long-Winded John said hello and good morning. I got down. Bye.
Hey, Lady Mermaid.
You can hear her? Motormouth Mall, you can hear her? Can you hear her?
Good morning. 22 past the 5, goddamn.
I appreciate that, 22. And yeah, I still got you. Hey, 43, I still got you.
I know you're in the room listening, fuck that.
I'm going to get on out here and read the mail. 22, so I'm going to get on out here and read them.
Go ahead there one time.
Yeah, I said good morning and morning time, 204 in the sand pile. Just wanted to wave a hand.
Oh, 204 in the sand pile. You smoking up in here. Good morning time.
That was a hammer coming in with you that time.
10-4. There's a lot of big hammers out there. I got to watch out. Hey, 204, Motormouth Mall waving.
Got you that time, Motormouth. All right, man. I just wanted to see if we got conditions. Wave a hand. Get you later, 204 in the pile.
10-4. Catch you later. 7 3s.
Let me know when they turn the power so I can turn my eyes on too, okay?
Hey, 17-5. Real bassy, real muffled. I could tell it was you, but real muffled, real bassy. 17-5. Motormouth Mall, Steppen break.
22, so I'm going to key on it, Motormouth Mall, 22, girl.
Yeah, you did that, 22.
I'm going to put some audio on your thing. Hey, thing, I'm gone.
Oh, you got plenty of audio up in there, that's for doggone sure. 22, yeah. Wait till you hear that. You got to look at the video gate. It's over there on MMM Video Gates on YouTube. It's playing live right now, but you could look at the gate. And this particular gate is called 040622B, is in the second gate of the day. And hello out there, hey, Jungle Joe. See you up in there, 612 once again, and 106 over there around the islands. Hello to you. And this is the second gate of the day, and you're all up in here. It's about 30 minutes right now. 822, Motormouth Mall waving. I got down break.
Take it.
I'll check it out on that end. Take it here, Motormouth Mall. 17.5, great big quad. Get on down out there.
I like that audio. Hey, 17.5, that worked good. Hey, 17.5, whatever you did, that was a whole big difference right there. That big old quad is working. 17.5, Motormouth Mall cruising. And by the way, check this out real fast here.
I'll check it out on that end. Take it here, Motormouth Mall. 17.5, great big quad. Get on down out there.
There you go, 17.5 on a great big quad. Motormouth Mall cruising break.
Dynamite Jailbird. Hello, Dynamite White Jailbird. Hello, Dynamite White Jailbird. Breaker. You get down so well. Expressman, you get down so well. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Whatever 12 Center, we're going to start reading your mail.
I'm going to say hello to 1 Adam 12 and Jailbird 2. Motormouth Mall waving and stepping. I got down breaker.
All right, man, I'm going to fly this camera back over to the lunch table. I'll put it on my long-time fan. Mr. 131, Mobile. Mr. Golden Numbers got down. Bye-bye.
Hey, Mr. Golden Numbers, so I got you rolling out of the Bahamas to you smoking. Golden Numbers, Motormouth Mall stepping.
Yo, that man, you still hanging 55 dBs. Hey, 131 in the big horn, you still hanging 55 dBs. Catch you later, 131. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Golden Numbers are looking in Texas again. I know better than trying to get up in the middle of that. Let me get my knees up in the breeze. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got it done.
Plantains, rice and peas, fried red snapper, plantain, rice and peas. That's what I'm having for lunch on a hump day. Catch you later, 131. I see.
Big knockdown. Yeah, see, buddy.
That'll work every time, 131. Okay, man. But y'all coming around Amarillo. Y'all coming around Amarillo smoking, man. Put on your later while I'm cruising this Bahama Island jackass. A single 4CX 5000 built by me for me, I see.
I'll tell you what, they're Golden Numbers. I know that Texas got your ears on hold. I was going to try to sneak up in there one time and say hello. Well, you sounding real good out here on the central coast of Cali. Hello to you one more time. Golden Numbers. Motormouth Mall cruising right there right now. Bye, 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 bye.
Well, Mama thinking I get your radio. I'm thinking I get your radio, and you won't hear no double golden number. If I'm in your radio, you won't hear no golden number. Hey, Motormouth Mall, Mr. 94 Power, got down.
Well, you got that right there, 94. You pretty much took everything out of my radio. It was all about you right there right now. In 94, it was all about you right there, break.
Yeah, that's right. I want to wave my hands hello to you. You sound real good, sure dear. Motormouth Mall, worldwide Mr. 94, Willie James made, Willie James built, got down.
Lieutenant, Willie James made, Willie James built is working for you. Keep on with the keeping on. I'm going to get back on the side, and I got a couple things I got to take care of on this end, so I'll be back in a bit. Take care, 7-3s. 9-4, Motormouth Mall cruising. They got down once more.
They got one life, I got one life. Killing no man, okay? Baby. Hello, Dynamite White. Hello, Dynamite White. You sound real good. Dynamite White. Tell Yo-Yo I said good morning. Dynamite White. 947 Power. Got down. T-Bird.